Hello, welcome to this update. So let's see. We have category 4 Typhoon Gaemi there. So apparently it was a super typhoon for a short time, but it doesn't show here on the typhoon history. It shows only violent typhoon, but most people are talking about a super typhoon. So I think it was a super typhoon for for a few hours, like some minutes or a few hours, and then it went back down to a violent typhoon. But anyways, it's a category 4 typhoon with maximum wind with winds of 231 kilometers per hour or 125 knots, as they say here, maximum winds. So yeah, it's a very dangerous category 4 typhoon, and this in miles per hour is around 143 miles per hour. So a little bit under super typhoon, that will be 150 miles per hour. So it's just a violent typhoon. But anyways, it's a category 4. So we have still the remnants of Prapiron there in northern Laos and Vietnam, bringing some rain, and the super typhoon there, not the violent typhoon. So some rain bands of the typhoon are still affecting the Philippines, and you can see this is a very large system. So let's see here. You can see these rain bands, still some heavy rain in the western Philippines, and it's currently there, like almost making landfall in Taiwan there. So you can see that the latest satellite imagery shows that the eye is practically making landfall like right now. So by the time you watch this video, it will already be over the island, but it's practically making landfall right now. So this is an extremely dangerous situation. If you saw my video yesterday, you should have known. And there's some extremely heavy rain, most of the island, some really damaging winds. So it's a 143 miles per hour typhoon now. So that's the winds, but the gusts must be over 150 miles per hour. But I would just say this in kilometers, because miles per hour is just in the US. So it's around 131 kilometers per hour, category 4. So the gusts might be near 104, even 150, 250 kilometers per hour, since it's sustained winds of 231. So please be careful. And all those strong winds hitting the coast there might be generating some tremendous storm surge as we speak now. So please stay safe from this. And let's see if I show you something here for Taiwan. So wait, let's see. So they have some typhoon warnings here for all of Taiwan and the islands nearby. So and some extremely heavy rain advisories too. So let's see. So this is basically here. So extremely torrential rain they have for most of central Taiwan, torrential rain in the red, parts of northern and southern Taiwan, extremely heavy rain in the orange, basically 90% of Taiwan, and just heavy rain in the yellow, some isolated areas. But there's extremely torrential rain, can cause some really heavy flooding. So please be careful of this torrential rain. So here you have most of the areas affected, the counties, and please be careful with this rain. It's a life-threatening situation. They have some information here. Heavy rain, so let's see. And also strong wind advisory, of course, for most of the coast and everything. And let's see. The sea land typhoon warning. Some typhoon news. So let's see. Max sustained winds. Yeah. So yeah, please be careful, specifically with the storm surge in the north and northeastern part of the island. But a storm that size will basically make some storm surge in the whole island, especially on the east coast, because it's hitting the east coast directly. And so main hazards: storm surge and torrential rainfall. So please be careful, and also the strong winds and everything. So let's see here. So after it leaves Taiwan, it will weaken to a strong typhoon, very strong typhoon there. And as it makes landfall in China, it will be just a regular typhoon there, like a category 1 or 2. So yeah, let's see. Then it will weaken to a severe tropical storm in China there, and then the remnants later. So after this leaves Taiwan, please be careful in China too, in the east coast there, with heavy rain, the storm surge and strong winds, especially in these areas there Pintan, Nangan, Niangshan, Shangle, sorry if I'm pronouncing bad, so those areas there, and even further south in Huli, Shanghou, these areas, there will be some heavy rain and storm surge too, but specifically these areas that will get a direct hit, so please be careful there. It currently shows it will be a 150 sustained winds typhoon when it makes landfall there. So kilometers per hour. The gust might be 160 or 70 when it reaches China there. So please be careful and stay safe. Let's see. So it's still showing in Taiwan more than 600 millimeters, and this is the Euro. It has like more than 700 millimeters just in the next 3 days, so in the next 24 hours, since this is making landfall now. So in the next 24 hours, it has around 400, 300 millimeters, 500, 400, but it increases in the next 3 days. Take a look at this: 500, 600, and even 700 millimeters in the next 3 days. So there, more there. So this might be from the typhoon itself now, and the other rain bands behind it once this starts leaving the island. So please be careful. 500 millimeters, 600, yeah. So some really damaging rainfall. So this is the GFS. It has around 500, 600 millimeters, 800 even. So the GFS is more than 800 millimeters in the next 3 days for these areas here, especially in those south central areas and around the west coast too. So please be mindful of this. This Japanese model has a little bit less than yesterday, around 900, but it still has some areas of 1000 millimeters, but I still don't know what the model is doing. And the icon has 400, 500, 500 millimeters, 400, so a little bit less. So let's see next 5 days if anything changes. So next 5 days around 400, 300, 500, no big difference. Most of the rain will be in the next 3 days. So be careful in China too. When this makes landfall, it shows around 300 millimeters there, more than 300, 200. and some areas there on the east coast 323 millimeters, 200. So please be careful with heavy rain and flooding too in eastern China because of this. So yeah, and then from the other storms and the remnants of this, it shows a lot of rain going to northern China too, including Beijing, because of the of the remnants layer and some other storm systems. So shows more than 300 millimeters in Beijing the next 5 days, some areas of 200. So yeah, please be careful there, especially now in Taiwan. This is a life-threatening situation. So yeah, stay safe.